Chinese unit. And sorry I haven't been able to see any of you or talk to any of you. I miss you very much. So hopefully this is going to make up for not seeing you in person. But this is the recipe that I'm going to be working on today. It is a fried rice. So that's kind of exciting. This will be in the attachments on the YouTube video. So we're going to go ahead and start off with making some rice ahead of time, because that's what we need to do first. That's kind of like our main ingredient here. So I'm just going to use some long grain rice. Now, one of the things that you need to know is that rice actually is enriched, which means you should not ever rinse it, because when you rinse the rice, then you take all the vitamins and minerals out of the product rather than keeping them in. So you have to make sure that you actually read the package. If it says that, then you need to follow those instructions, okay, and not rinse the rice. Some rices are not rinsed, and then you would do that, but this has already been pre-rinsed, and then they add a coating, a powder coating, back into the rice to make it more nutritious for you, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off by measuring out 1 cup of rice here. Let's go ahead and measure it with your measuring cups. Okay, put that back here, level it off, see if it's a cup, and it is. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this over here. And we're gonna go ahead and measure out 1.5 cups of water, okay? So I use distilled water just because it's better for you, you know, it's better than tap water. And a little bit more pure. So just measure out 1.5 cups of water. Put it in a small pan here. Rice really, you know, triples in size. So we're gonna get 3 cups out of this. So 1.5 cups of water, and that goes right in here. And then we're also going to put our rice in there as well. Okay, so we have everything in there. The last thing, if you want to, you don't have to, but you can put in some salt to go in there. And you're gonna need about a teaspoon of salt. This is pink Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever salt you have on hand. So it's about a teaspoon of salt. It gives the rice a little bit of a better flavor, okay? And then we're just going to swirl around. Sorry, gotta get a spoon. And let's just move this around just a little bit, not too much, okay? We don't wanna move it around too much. And then just put the lid on. We're just going to move this to about medium, and as soon as it starts boiling, then you're going to turn down the heat to low and then let it simmer very, very low on a low heat for about 10 minutes. Okay, next we're going to start with making the eggs that actually go into the fried rice. So just get out a small bowl, okay, and a fork, and your 2 eggs that you're going to be using in this. Go ahead and crack those. Okay, and let's put that over there. Goes right in here. Eggshells go over there. I'm gonna rinse my hands real quick because I don't want eggs everywhere. Okay. All right. So the next thing that you're gonna do is just take a fork and move this around a bit. Scramble the eggs. Okay. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and come over here. You're going to turn the heat on about medium again, okay? And then we're going to put a little bit of oil in here to make sure that we don't, you know, the eggs don't stick. So I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. I'm only going to use about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons at the most. But definitely eggs are very, very sticky. That's why I'm using a non-stick pan here and a small pan, just because I don't have very many eggs that I'm using here. I'm not measuring things out because, you know, in the vicinity, don't use too much oil because they'll get greasy, and then also make sure you use enough, just because the oil, you know, will make sure that they don't stick, even with a non-stick pan, okay? And then just come over here. We're gonna put a little bit of seasoning in our eggs. So a little bit of salt, okay? A pinch of salt. Some salt in there, okay? And we're gonna put a little bit of pepper in there too. freshly ground pepper. I always like freshly ground pepper. It's delicious. Okay. And then come on back over here. And I'm just gonna wait for this to heat up. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So we're gonna make the scrambled eggs right now. But you have to wait a little while for the pan to get heated up, you know. As soon as it's heated up, go ahead and put your eggs in. Like I said, about medium, about 5 or 6 on the dial, because eggs are easy to singe and we don't want them to get singed, okay? Go ahead and put the eggs right in here. And we're just gonna watch them cook a little bit. Just move them around on the pan just a little bit like this. You don't want to move them too much, okay? When we're gonna go, we don't want to do that. Just kind of move them around a little bit. Let them solidify, okay? Let them solidify. And watch them just kind of congeal together and look very, very nice, okay? This is what we want them to look like. Nice, beautiful scrambled eggs to go on our fried rice. You know, I picked this recipe because it's kind of inexpensive and it's probably things that you have at home already that you can utilize, and it's not going to cost a lot of money. So I was going to do a stir fry, but I felt like this would be a little bit more appropriate, especially since you guys can't really, you know, go shopping right now. So I'm just gonna take this off of the heat and let it sit there, and I'm gonna add it in a little bit later. Okay, the next part of making the fried rice, this is just finishing up cooking right now. That's why it's making that clackety-clack noise. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this up here. I'm gonna turn it on to medium, okay? And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of oil on. I'm going to heat up my oil before I start cutting up some of the ingredients that we're going to put into the fried rice. So just take a tablespoon and measure it out. You can use olive oil or you can use vegetable oil, whatever you have on hand, okay? Just put 2 tablespoons in there. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do here is go ahead and cut up some vegetables and start getting those together. This is called mise en place. Mise en place means everything in its place, ready to go as soon as you need it when you're, you know, frying the rice, okay? So I'm just going to be using a chef's knife, okay? And you guys hopefully have a chef's knife at home that you can use. These are bell peppers, okay? I need about 1/2 cup of bell peppers, okay? So I'm just going to basically chop these into small cubes here. But turn the pepper on the interior and cut it, because it's harder to cut when you're doing it on the outside, okay? Make sure that you're doing this in a way that is safe, okay? Make sure you don't have your fingers in the way. Let's just run our knife through here and chop the rest of these up here. And we'll use them in our fried rice here. Okay, we're just going to set that aside right over here. That's about 1/2 cup. Okay, the other thing that we're going to be using is we're going to be putting in a couple of cloves of garlic here. Okay, and so you're just going to put this down here, put your knife flat up on here, hit it with your palm of your hand, and just take the outside off of here. All right, this is the outer part of the garlic. Same thing with the next one. Put it down. You're just going to take off that little piece that is attached to the actual garlic bowl stalk. And then just run your knife through. This is called mincing. And when you get the garlic really, really small, okay? 2 cloves of garlic go in here. I'm going to set this aside over here as well. Okay, and then we also want to put in a little bit of ginger root, fresh ginger root. You can use this right here, okay? This is ginger root. If you don't have fresh ginger root, you can actually use ginger, the spice ginger. You can use about 1/4 teaspoon of that to make up for the fresh ginger that you don't have at home. that's fine. And if you don't have garlic cloves that are fresh at home, you can also use about a half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, okay? Don't use garlic salt though, because it'll make your fried rice way too salty, okay? So just mince up the ginger here. Okay, ginger is kind of fibrous, so you really have to work it really well, okay? So just gonna set that aside now, because we need to have a teaspoon of that, okay? And the last item that I'm gonna cut up here is the mushrooms. I know some of you hate mushrooms. I know that you do. And if you don't want to put these in there, then no. Okay. Some people like mushrooms and some people don't. It gives a good flavor. It gives kind of a meaty flavor. So you can decide whether you or not you want this in there or not. They give a good coloring as well. Okay. So, and you can also cut them a little bit smaller. These particular mushrooms that I bought at the grocery store are kind of large. So just if you want to chop them a little smaller, you can. Okay. And I'll probably have to measure out the mushrooms just because I don't want too many in there either. I don't want that to have a off-balance flavor, so I'll make sure that I measure these mushrooms out, okay? And so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put these items actually into, put that in the garbage over here. We're going to go ahead and bring some of these items over here and start stir-frying them, cooking them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up and bring it over here, okay? So let's go ahead and bring this over here. And we're going to put these items in here. Woo! That's nice sizzle there. I'm only going to be using about 1/4 cup of the mushrooms. So let's go ahead and measure these out. Yeah. There we go. Grab a wooden spoon and move these around the pan. Ooh, that is looking good. Yum, 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 yum. Delish. Delicious. Yum. Okay. So let's go on over here and get some of our other ingredients that we have here. We have some green onions here, and we have some ham that we're going to put in here. So let's bring it over here. We need 2 scallions or green onions. They have 2 different names. Okay, so we're just going to measure this out. We're going to save some of these green onions for our garnishing. Okay, and go ahead and stir this around here with the onions. In here, about 2 green onions, minced, sliced very thinly. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our ham in. You're going to use about 1/4 cup of ham. Okay, let's move this around the ham. Just take any kind of deli ham. You can actually use chicken. You can use pork. You can use whatever you want, and you don't even have to put any meat in at all if you want vegetarian fried rice, okay? That's fine. You can substitute some other vegetable for the meat if you want to, okay? So, all right. I'm going to just kind of turn that down just a bit. And I'm just going to check and see what's going on with our rice. Ooh, there it is right there. It looks really good. With our rice, okay? If you want to, you can put in a little bit of ANAHEIM chilies, okay? Just to put a little bit of spice in there if you want to, you know. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I thought, why not? Add a little bit of spice in there. Spice it up just a tad bit. I like spicy fried rice. I think it's delicious, okay? So I'm just gonna turn off the bath here, and we're just going to begin to put the rice in here, okay? So just take the rice and pour it in here. All right, so 2 tablespoons of soy sauce here. Or tamari sauce. That's what I'm using. And then we're also going to add in a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. And it has to be toasted. Toasted sesame oil has a better flavor than regular sesame oil. So, and this is really an important component to this. Really, really important. It makes the fried rice taste good. So just move this around the pan. Okay, so what I did is I put the scrambled eggs in there that I made earlier. Remember I did that? And I'm going to put in the frozen peas. And I'm just going to stir these together here for our fried rice. Look at those eggs in there. Ooh, wow, this looks so good. If you don't have a green bell pepper, you can use a red bell pepper if you want to. Okay, let's plate it up now and have a bite. Yum, 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 yum. Bring it on over here. Ooh, this is a heavy pan here. So let's scoop it out. Now, don't do this at home. I happen to have, you know, really nice countertops where you can put hot pans, okay? But we don't want to do that at school, okay? So just plate it up really nicely, a nice helping of this. And then let's put this back over here on the stove. And then head on over here. Let's put a little bit of sprinkling of green onions as a garnish here. Woohoo, woohoo. And a little bit of black sesame seeds. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm gonna get a close-up of that. That looks so good. And I am going to go in for a bite. Yay! Oh, yum, 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 yum. I don't have to blow though, because look at the steam coming out of that. Delicious. So good. I hope that you guys have fun making Chinese fried rice at home. Miss you very much. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.